Well, everyone, so you officially know this is round two, attempt number two, as everything fucked up in the middle of it and made us start all over again. But hey, we have Walter. It's another Wednesdays with Walter, season two, episode one. I'm so happy we were that close to the end and fucked up. God bless
Oh man, we
America.
lost all that footage.
At least tomorrow is fucking Thanksgiving, and I get to eat food that I didn't have to cook. And you know what? Amen to that. But now, try to get through everything we did. We'll go with what pissed him off, and we can actually shoot through most of this really the same, like in less time, because it really is all just one big conglomerate of elections meaning something. Whether we're talking about the numbers that Walter had from southern and northern border, which is just astronomical where the northern border is now, but we don't have a problem. Uh, that sucks. We've had garbage quality of candidates, which again comes down to McCarthy and all of them. And Mitch McConnell, really, Mitch, he controls the money. He didn't pump any into anything, which got us in the situation we're in with, let's say, Fetterman and a lot of people. That absolutely sucked. But and in fights in the Republican Party, we already talked about that. You guys would just love to hear it, but we got fisted. So look, you're getting raw, uncut. I've been doing so goddamn good this whole entire time since I've come back for season two, and now here the fuck I am, pissed off. But really, that was all on them. They should have done better. They should give better quality, and they're too worried about arguing over who's going to be, in charge and doing all that. I will give again, like we did, Kevin McCarthy credit.
Let's be honest. If they don't change their ways and just do what they're supposed to do and quit arguing, they might not be there the next election.
Yeah, they're going to be fisted because it's just dumb. But that was one of the big things. Again, we all know McConnell wasn't, was pulling funds from places that needed it, like Arizona and stuff. Because heaven forbid we could help the actual races that we knew were going to need it.
Simple solution. All you gotta do is follow Ron Johnson. Worry about what you need to get done for your state. Ignore the haters
and
and the
come
followers and the trolls and all that
and win
shenanigans
by
and do what
like
you need to do for your people.
12 votes every time. You know what? I got this one. Big smile. And how does he do it?
Because
I
I'll
don't know.
vote for that person every time over,
Yeah,
well,
whatever anyone says,
half the idiots.
but that has to go without saying that if
You
it
know,
wasn't
elections
that,
were at least we're officially at 219.
yeah, like I saw, like last night I saw it for a second. It's like, ooh, yay, what? We're still waiting. Still,
Petty.
like,
Absolutely
I
petty.
grew up in Luzerne County in Pennsylvania. Guess what? They're still counting. It's one county, one, and they're still counting. It's just, again, all of that's stupid. He'll get to that. I think the only other thing that we really had to go that had anything to do with the elections, which we're going to hit, more on that we hit. I have something wrote down for abortion afterwards, and God, so we can get to that. Election fraud's going to be in there. So, yeah, I mean, you can give us the border numbers that you already went over. We're going to do this one in record time because I am in a glorious God forsaking mood. Because thank you, technology, for being a piece of shh.
Simple solution. It's before the border thing, and everybody started pushing for the border issues. The end of Obama, we were at 216, 370. And then year by year, it grew 7,000, and it grew another, or sorry, from 2017 to 18, it grew 60,000. Um, 18 to 19, it grew 7. 19 to 20, it went down almost 47,000. And then fiscal year 2022 hit, or 2021 hit, and then that went
No
up
comment.
50,000. Fiscal year 2022 went, that hit 551,930 encounters. And that's just at the one particular location I was picking on there, and that's the southern border of Texas. So yeah, that's just for Texas's numbers.
Yeah,
For yeah,
like they exploded.
and I brought that up because of the numbers, and then new incidents happened at the northern border, and then our country, our state, I can't say for all the states on the northern border, but for Michigan in particular, the northern half of the state, i.e., the UP, is great. Southern half of the state, garbage. All the border shit is in the southern half of the state. Now, I'm not saying there isn't border stations in the UP, because there is. But the big ones are down here. And if these ones are going to fail, where do you think the first place they're coming is? Detroit, Port Huron. You don't think they ain't going to be the first two places to go? Why would they go all the way to Sault Ste. Marie when they can do way more damage right from here? Come on now. Let's be honest. They got Ohio. They can sneak in anywhere in Ohio with a boat.
Yeah.
There's so much desolate stuff. Now, I will give Pennsylvania credit because it's such a small shoreline. Their coast is kind of full. So it's hard to get away with something there, but you could easily sneak in with a boat, dude, in Ohio. And it's scary because our state alone will sorry, the weakness that our state's getting ready to project over the next year or two, it's going to be bad.
Oh yeah.
See, and like right now, it's not going to be too big of a deal if you go much further west of here, because a lot of them states have to get past Minnesota. Well, those are plain states, and it's not just cold and snowy there. It's like 4, 5, and 6 feet at a time snowy. So yeah, you don't have to worry about anything happening up there, unless they got some weird new under snow tank from Russia or something that we don't know about.
Never know there. I don't think they do. I'm just saying you never know. But yeah, there's makes sense. And then another thing is again trying to get through because I'm not doing another 50 minutes of getting shafted by by smart technology. Yeah, very smart. But that's true. We also got the economy, and see if you can break down the whole NAFTA thing, which really was the beginning of it. But now,
Okay.
but again,
NAFTA.
Whitmer, Whitmer, she's just like what's her name, Granholm. She's just out to destroy everything. Like she's not
Well,
real.
so the problem is so you got NAFTA, and that really did a lot of detriment. Everybody thought that building up all these particular countries, which didn't happen the way they thought it was going to, it literally just ended up building China up. Um, it destroyed our economy in this country. The state of Michigan in particular has been destroyed tremendously by NAFTA. And then Jennifer Granholm did come into the picture as governor. She did a lot of damage too. Let's not be lying about that. She did a lot of damage herself. She didn't get her way with the Indians. They didn't close down Line 5. I love the American Indian population, but American Indians should have not support getting rid of Line 5. With that being said, I really think that people did not pay attention from the NAFTA shit. They didn't pay attention to Granholm, and they're so ignorant. They didn't pay attention under Obama. They listened to everything he said about Granholm, and that was stupid. They listened to everything he said about Gretchen Whitmer. Now she got reelected, which is mind blowing.
Yeah, I really don't understand how
But
that's even physically capable. But
yeah,
Pennsylvania voted for a dead guy. So I mean, dead, stone cold. Well, both because already out. Did you ever
all I'm
think about
saying is there is
reprinting
election
them?
fraud, and people need to quit acting like that's a joke.
Yeah,
And it's not necessarily always election fraud for what they say it is.
it's just but the ballots are already out. Did you think about maybe reprinting and sending everything out, saying sorry, but these don't count like because the guy died? But no, well, they were already out. They had a month.
Well, I mean, technically, none of those ballots count. Technically,
Voted for a dead person overwhelmingly. With
that's my point. Technically, none of those ballots count.
that's how educated most of these people are. They just hear things like abortion, and there's the fifth time that's now turned off on me so far since we started this. Congratulations,
Oh, the
technology.
other thing we brought up too was speaking about NAFTA and numbers and shit. We also took along with that the crime rate numbers over the past 20 some years.
Oh yeah, that was
It's
just
gotten so bad that I have that.
and he stares at it all the time. Literally, that's not even me cracking a joke on him. I don't blame him. I would. I just happen to live on a cul-de-sac, not in
That
middle
house
in the middle of Jackson, Michigan.
right there, my aunt lived in that house for almost 50 years. Was never so much as even a ding dong ditch. In 2.5 years, I've watched a guy almost lose his life. I've seen numerous things get broken into. I've had homeless people try to live out in my backyard. We've had people having their little mobile meth labs out here in the parking lot behind us at Bob Evans. I mean, I've watched everything happen here in 2 years. The only thing I haven't seen happen out here yet is a rape, and that might happen at the hotel. I don't know about it. I really don't know.
No. Hey,
There's ambulances there at least 8 times a day. So who
crime
knows?
crime is
Gone. It's
way
out.
it's way up
It's out
it's,
of control.
it's way up
Literally.
across the board. And guess what? That's not a right talking point. That's a look at the fucking numbers.
No,
Hetty,
if it's a right talking point, then if that was the case, this wrong paper. Whoop, this one.
whoop, there it
This
is.
guy right here
There's a guy.
wouldn't be mayor.
Hey, I'm just saying, people are, yeah. You hear that though. I mean, what is Nancy and all of them down? They say it. The talking heads say it, and everyone says it's just us making talking points. I would look at the numbers, people. Look at actual. Don't look up like petty crime. What? Look at violent crimes. Violent crimes are up
I mean, honestly though,
through the roof. Shootings, all what they're up, and guess what? It's not with rifles most of the time. There's a mass shooting almost every day in Chicago. We don't talk about those though. I wonder why.
well, even it's not saying that we shouldn't talk about the numbers because numbers matter.
Well,
But I'm at
numbers
the
do
point
matter.
in my mind where I look at it like this. Americans have boiling points. Every American does. You're only going to do so much stupid bullshit before certain people just get sick and tired of it. And when those things happen, you got bad things happening at the border, you got stupid shit happening across the board all throughout the country. What are they going to do? And this is my biggest fear of all of this bullshit going on right now in our country. What are they going to do when it comes down to the point where people go, well, we can't rely on the government no more, and we're going to have to take care of the problem ourselves. Then what I fear is they're going to take all the problems out on the people who do the vigilante justice because they're tired of trying to rely on somebody who's not going to do what they're supposed to do. And then those innocent people are going to be the ones that get in trouble. That's my fear.
That's how it works. Yeah, I mean, look at all the stuff where we have cashless bail and everywhere else popping up around the country, and what basic, theft and assault don't even count as things they can hold you for. It's just like, hey, here's see you later. Yeah, like stuff like that. Like it's really real a lot of places. So everyone just
But
needs to
Tracy
wake up.
Lawrence, a
But
single guy that lived by himself, was getting approached by numerous people, and he shot him in self-defense, and he went to
yeah,
prison.
yeah,
That makes lovely sense.
that's what we've
I
turned
haven't
into.
forgot Michigan.
That's
Have
what
not forgotten.
that's what yeah, again. Elections have things, but Gen Z is really the big problem, and they could be as mad as they want. They all say that, yeah, they're living in Trump's head. You guys are the ones that haven't shut up about him, so he's living rent free in all of your heads because that's literally
Yeah,
why you guys
without
all.
even trying.
That's why you guys all went out and voted Democrat for the most part, 60 some plus percent over things that were never going to happen. And I figured as we barely touched them before, we could really touch them. I'm not going to get, you can get back into the God thing if you want. I don't want to have that goddamn
Well, my
I
whole
don't
thing
want
with
to have
God
that
is
damn
my
argument
whole
with
thing is
people.
God is I'm not saying anyone should ever push God. So I'm not saying anyone should ever denounce the negativity of saying there's no God or denying that God. You should never push that on anybody. What I am saying is if you do believe in God, you got to step back and go, now, wait a minute. If these people I'm voting for, are they really aligned with the right or wrong thing morally towards human to human contact? If not, that's on you. And you can't be mad at anyone else other than yourself for that.
And here's a really big one that no one ever does before we get into all of those things because they were actually on my list and well, we already hit them. So might as well hit them again. If you're just tuning in, don't worry. Technology hates me, but we're going way faster this time. Way faster. No one's on a soapbox. Everyone's pissed off because we had to start over. So makes it way easier. Just congress.gov. I already did a show. Not a lot of views on YouTube. So look up that one. Go on there. Keep it as a tab on your phone. All the bills.
Simple solution.
All the bills are right there. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna. No one gives a shit.
That's it. That's all it boils down to.
Everyone just wants, and doesn't give anything. Everyone just. We have a generation of takers. That's what it
Another one
is.
here. There's a quote that
But
Reagan has about that.
but
One
like
generation.
go to congress.gov. Keep it up. What if you literally say, well, they said this, and they're like, each state's web even has their own website, so you can actually look up the bills and
Yeah.
see what people are trying to pass. Then you'll actually be educated. Stop listening to the talking heads, no matter where it's coming from, media, politicians, everyone else, activists. Actually, read the shit yourself. It's enlightening. Granted, I don't blame you for not wanting to read the ones that are thousands of pages long, and you're sitting there going, I don't got time for this shit. And
There you go.
you wonder why they're so mad, politicians, when they say they need more time. What else do they have to do? Like, how the fuck are they going to read over 9,000 pages of a bill in like the 24 hours that they're given? Like, hey, thumbs up. It's physically impossible for them to actually. But if you did that, we wouldn't be in this situation. And now we can get into all those, fun things again. The borders, we already hit that.
We were talking about solutions with politicians and the GOP.
Well,
A simple solution with their whole getting rid of some of the woke stuff in defense of our security of our country, defense and security of our country. You got to get rid of that shit from the military. You can't have it. When those numbers came out last month, Ski, do you remember what I told you? The only one that was even readiness wise ready to defend this country that was not poor was the Marine Corps. That tells me there's still enough disgruntled pieces of shit left in the Marine Corps that they're like, look.
We're always poor.
Now, I'm not saying the Marine Corps isn't guilty, because they are. They were guilty when we were getting out. Just saying. They were the ones pushing the woke stuff. They were the ones pushing women in infantry. They were the ones pushing all the openly gay crap. I don't care.
And by the
Bill
way,
Clinton
people,
is the wrongest. As much as I didn't like Bill Clinton, he had the right idea. Don't ask, don't tell. If you want to keep that to yourself and that's how you want to be, fine. You live your life. Just don't push it on nobody, and don't
make the
promote it.
taxpayers pay for it.
Yeah, that's
And
all
here's
I'm
another
asking.
one. Here's a great point. We're not saying women shouldn't be in the infantry, but if they have to lower the standard just so they can pass, they're not going to be able to carry a human being in a full combat load with their
Carry me
packing
with
of,
everything on me.
yeah, with
Good
all the
luck.
stuff that's on you. You're not going to be able to do it, which is why there's standards. We can't lower them once. They can carry only this much, which means then they can't help you effectively.
They make
If
them little
anything
Hispanic
happens,
guys at boot camp pick our big asses up and carry us. They shouldn't be lowering it for women.
yeah, sorry, doesn't work that way. So there's another thing before we get canceled for being sexist. But if you physically can't do it, we shouldn't lower the standard to make
No,
you be
I'm
able
just
to do
saying
it.
for infantry.
That's what I said. If you can't drag my ass or carry my ass out of there with all my stuff and return fire in a combat situation, sorry, you shouldn't be in the infantry. There's a reason there's a standard. You have to be able to pick up over 200 pounds on your shoulders and run. If you can't do it, tough. It's equal opportunity. Don't worry, what I'm getting there. I'm trying to go through it because God just
not
doesn't.
you, just
I
technology.
know, because it doesn't want us to work, so far. So that's not us being
Anyways,
a dick. They ran on the
abortion. Oh my God.
They ran on abortion. I don't think I've seen any state where they said they're fully getting rid of it. So I'd really like to know. I mean, there's some that are pretty
And all of them that had the automatic
crazy about
kick-in
it.
laws, they immediately, as soon as they are automatically, all them states that are repealing all of them that they had into play already. So you can't say what they were saying was true. If all those states that had those automatic laws in place from 60 years ago immediately started repealing them, obviously they didn't believe what you're putting out there is true.
Yeah, and that, but yeah, and no one.
That just is a matter of reading.
No one is gonna say if you're like read the bills. I'm pretty sure I haven't. It might be out there. Never know. I haven't seen anything come across from any state that said even if you're like the mother and the baby are gonna die, that you're not allowed to get an abortion. Then that's never seen that anywhere.
Give me that example. Tell me where that was. I want to. I'm saying I want somebody to tell us.
Remember, I just saw someone post it, and then I started typing. I went, "Wait, I'm on the wrestling shows page." What? Delete. Went, let's not start a war on here. Yeah. So I haven't seen that on anyone's thing. He's still like, if you're gonna die, I'm pretty sure they're not gonna watch both of you die. Like that's.
Well, that's what I was getting at earlier. Is if you have an ectopic, we're gonna use that one because Taylor and I went through it. An ectopic pregnancy, okay? If you don't have the abortion surgery to go in and remove that fetus, that child, it will not only kill the baby, but it will kill the mom. It will kill the mom because it will burst and you're dead. So anyone that says, oh no, you can't do that, you got to kill the mom too, I want you to I want that person's name. I want to know what outfit they're involved with, because I'll be the first person to go there and tell them, you are a scumbag piece of shit and should not breathe.
I've never heard. Yeah. Again, these are also.
I don't believe in abortions, but I understand there is a need.
Yeah, there's situations. There's several situations where it is a necessity, or at least understandable. Yeah, no one's going to completely. Sorry, I haven't seen any one of them yet. But again, they also called the Florida thing "Don't Say Gay" bill, and if you read it, they don't even say they don't even say that. They just say, "How about if they're third grade or younger, or earlier? We don't talk to them about anything like that." That's literally all it says. And look at all the hullabaloo. Just because I like the word hullabaloo and the fact that this is now turned off 6 fucking times, and I'm going to throw it at someone that works for Vizio. It's not a threat; it's a guarantee. Someone I'm really good at Dewey Coxes with sinks. That's how I am with TVs. But yeah, no one actually said that. And by the way, for everyone, if you know anyone, on the left that's freaking out. Yeah, because Joe Biden said that they probably won't have the votes to codify Roe versus Wade. They had power for 2 fucking years.
Yeah.
They had
I want to hear no
everything,
more
and they
excuses.
could have passed it completely through because they made it so all they need was the simple majority in the House, and then Kamala broke it in the Senate. They had 2 years to do it. Even if the Roe thing just came out this year, what they still had all that time to do it, and they didn't. So now they're going to
Because
use
they
it.
were talking about
So
it before
now they're
this
going. Yeah,
election.
they ran on it. Now they're going to use that as a talking point in the next election to say Republicans are so bad we didn't get to do this. Just used against us when they literally had all that time. They ran on it. They had power for 2 years and they did nothing. So please don't let them do it. What remind everyone on the left to go, what the fuck did they do for 2 years? Why they passed anything they wanted right through because they had the simple majority in the
Yep.
House and Kamala as the tiebreaker in the Senate. Like they could have passed anything they wanted and they didn't. So how about all of us stand up and be like, no, actually, motherfuckers, like you guys had your shot. You chose not to shoot your shot. So that's a big one. Don't let people, run on that because that's a crock of shit. And if they also go, well, this is the Republicans' fault. Bitch, you had power for 2 years. What the fuck did you do except spend
What's
billions
your
of dollars,
excuse?
send $1 billion to, through like to Ukraine through FTX to make yours to enrich your own fucking lives.
Every other
Anyway,
day,
just saying
seems like.
let's not forget that one because everyone's freaking out. The white collar jobs leaving Michigan, which means a lot of blue collar ones are going. And I'm pretty sure it was GM that said they're sending their electric vehicle manufacturing down to Mexico. It sounds like when Obama was in charge. Sounds oddly familiar. NAFTA, Obama, like all of them, was moving all. Well, we're going fully electric and we're sending it all to Mexico to be built. Why? Because fuck America and their jobs. Why? Because they're raising
Nobody
their
learns.
because they're raising their taxes on them, which means they're gonna leave.
Nobody learns.
We went through this.
Why do you think carriers stopped?
Why do you think?
Because Trump said, do it. Do it. Go ahead. Leave. You go to Mexico, the first one that comes across that border, I'm going to get 50% of every unit comes across that border. Go ahead. Leave. Bye. Have a nice day.
That's how you do
And guess what they didn't do?
that.
Leave.
Yeah.
They stayed right in Indiana.
But that's going to tank you guys again. We all know we've heard you go off about NAFTA. I know you have technology problems and children screaming, so you don't have the time or want to go over it again. But NAFTA killed it, and Whitmer's right there, and immediately, like it's amazing how all this bad news about. He said that about Roe. By the way, him not paying off people's student loan debt. What I said it since he said it. What he doesn't have the authority, he doesn't have the power. It's never going to happen. And now they're all, oh my god, it's not happening. Well,
I just want to let people know McConnell and Collins are still senators.
and they're about
And guess
worthless
what
as
they
fuck.
voted for?
Hey,
All I'm saying.
But like we told you forever that he couldn't pay off student loan debt. Literally, we've been saying it since he said he was going to do it. We went, who the fuck gave him the authority to do that? Oh wait, no one. It's funny how they announced that right after the elections came through, just like the Roe thing, which is abortion was the big thing for the Democrats, and now after the election went away, yeah, but we can't do anything anyway. What? It's convenient timing. So good on that. And green energy thing. I'll say how much. What percentage do you have here?
Of which one?
Whatever you're on right now.
2%.
Okay. Okay. Well, China and the solar stuff, what? That's just enriching them and making them richer and everyone in it. Just like all the people that say tax the rich and Elon pays more than anyone else, all the other billionaires combined. Oh, and by the way, we're not ready for green stuff, but you say tax the rich and we need to save the planet when the people like, what do you call all the people that paid for all these vaccines and all that stuff? Like they got filthy rich, but you're telling everyone they should still get that, which means you're a hypocrite and stupid. By the way, congratulations.
Not to mention that Florida's telling everybody that's a male under the age of 40 not to get the vaccine.
Yeah. And by the way, here you go. Here's another great one to close it out as we're going rapid style here because, technology hates us. Good idea. Anyone that argues that minimum wage should be $25 because companies are making enough money as it is, while you make them over double their minimum wage in a lot of states, some of them triple, they're going to they're going to just charge people more because they don't care about us. They don't care about your, how you're living. They care about profits. So if you say we need to raise it up even higher because they're making enough money, they'll just make more money and the price of everything will go up and it'll fix nothing. It'll just make everything a lot fucking worse for the people that, aren't seeing that big of a cost of living increase because, we're on a fixed income because we're fucking cripples or something. And all you're doing is crippling seniors. So how about you actually use your brain, pick up a fucking economics book, do some goddamn math, get off the fucking TikTok page and learn the damn thing. What all that's going to do is fist people. Look at the places with the highest minimum wage in the country. Look at the places with the highest cost of living. Look at the
Garbage.
places with low cost of living. It's the places with low minimum wage. You can see, like, the higher it goes, the higher cost of living goes. Granted, we're all still paying the same stuff, but it's not ludicrous where it is in some places. Like, the level of ludicrousness varies very much so. So that's, my happy closing it out on that note. And we managed to fit that all back in 25 minutes compared to the 50 something we were out there before it gave us the finger. And the only thing we didn't talk about was the lump on the back of Fetterman's neck, because he can't.
Well, I can't remember the doctor's name, but there was a doctor talked about that just a couple weeks ago on the
Oh.
radio.
Oh, and
I heard his interview.
by the way, Maricopa County, it shouldn't take that long. And how is Katie Hobbs allowed to be the one running the election when she's running in the election? That's just, if that isn't a conflict of interest, I'll close it out and saying, I don't know what the fuck is.
Well, that doctor I told you about from the radio show a couple weeks ago, he outright said that guy is not going to have but 6 months.
Yeah, and everyone arguing, they say, well, he can get better. Yeah, he can get better. What he should have been worried about recovering is he can't put. You could see his mouth moving. He wants to say the words, but his brain cannot get them. They're not connected yet. He should not have run. That's not a jab on him. He had a fucking stroke.
Might have something to do with that lump pushing on his neck.
He had a fucking stroke. He's not, like, he should not have run at all. Sorry. That's not me picking him. I know. Well, I was trying to. You kept talking.
Sorry.
So, yeah, have a happy Thanksgiving. Don't forget to share this thing out. Let us know what you think. Follow on Twitter at Jay Rosinski Show. And until next time, peace.
Peace.